Back to the Bean Apple. It is week 7, and we are here to help you guys out. So we're going to give you guys advice. John is traveling back from out of state today, so I don't know if he's going to make it. Mike's jumping in, fellow Jets fan. Give us some breakdown and advice on fantasy. Huge fantasy player as well. And of course, Jim, tried and true, is here with us every week. So we're going to run through this. We're going to give you all the advice you need, break down the games, and tell you where to put your money and your players. So with that, good morning, guys. How you guys doing?
Pretty good. Week 7. Looking forward to our teams playing today.
Yes, week 7 already. What I love too is, they said if the 5-2 teams, if the Jets could pull this one off, 5-2 teams have a 75% chance of making the playoffs, and that's a nice start. All right. So Mike's having some technical issues. Muted right now. Let's work through this since nobody's here anyway. Mike, down at the bottom, do you see like a... He's gone. he's probably just didn't unmute it down there at the bottom. Let's bring him back in. Can you got it?
I'm in.
Talk?
Yes. You hear me?
Right. Yeah, you probably didn't hit the the mute button down there at the bottom.
Okay. We're good.
So we're going to give you guys all the advice that we can to help you guys win. And we've been doing pretty good. Last week, we crushed. Like, the advice we gave out was, I don't think we missed anything. So that was pretty awesome. Great show, as always. But we do have some interesting inactives this week. So we will see how to navigate that best, especially in, we were talking about it before we came on, the Packers game with Randall Cobb and Christian Watson both out. Big game for Alan Lazard or maybe Romeo Dobbs coming up for them. Giants, Kenny Golladay out again. Kadarius Toney out again. I don't know if we'll ever see him play football. So some interesting plays.
Is he supposed to be active and playing? Is that the role he's supposed to be in?
I don't know. I don't know if he's just
wear your uniform and go on the field at 1:00.
He might just be on the roster. That might be his job, is just to be a rostered player, but not actually playing. So what a disaster there. But we're, obviously we're going to lean on you to talk about where to go with the Giants in this one if we're going to do that.
But good thing we took him really early.
Good thing you traded out.
Yes,
you traded back, gave Chicago their future quarterback, and
thanks, guys. Yeah, well, they're gone now, so
yeah, that's true.
He may be gone too. So
well, we'll see. Hopefully, he could beat the Patriots this week.
Amen.
All right, so let's start this thing off. First game of the week. Let's break down the Falcons and the Bengals. Bengals are at home. They're both 3-3 teams, surprisingly. And Cincy is a 6.5-point favorite. Pretty good over-under at 48. So expecting some points in this one. But Cincy, clear favorite. Like we said, Cordero Patterson is out. Kyle Pitts came back to life last week, and Jamar Chase finally had a blow-up game that we've been waiting for. So, what do you guys like in this one? Anybody on the Falcons? Nobody was on the Falcons last week. I was teetering. I was feeling pretty good about it, but you guys talked me out of it. But what do you guys think this week?
Yeah,
Falcons.
Oh, okay.
Falcons. Hey. I'm taking the points.
Wow.
Hey,
okay, why?
Yeah.
Why are you confident on the Falcons traveling to Cincinnati?
Well, I don't know how confident I am, but I just think the 6.5 points are going to be a little bit too much. I think Mariota, I think they're going to throw the ball a little bit more. Mariota's been decent, right? I think he's completing over 60% of his passes, more touchdowns than picks. It just feels like it's an out of conference road game. Since he may be looking ahead a little bit, I'm not sure who's up next for them. I can check that really quick though. Who do they have next?
Man.
But I think this game's going to be close. I don't think it's going to be a blowout at all.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll jump in. I actually think Atlanta covered and maybe wins today too. I mean, even without Cordell, with Drake, London now, and with Pitts playing better, I don't really trust Cincy's offensive line. The kid gets hit too much. Burrow's getting hit too much. And not that Atlanta has the best defensive line, but I just don't trust their offensive line. So I think it'll be a close game. I think Atlanta, I would take Atlanta with the points. and Atlanta may win a close game.
Yeah.
Agree.
Interesting. I'm gonna flip. I'm gonna go with Cincy on that at home, but I
Good.
don't disagree with what you said. I do think it's gonna be a
Yeah.
close game because the Falcons have been playing a lot of close games. Like they're not getting
So you're
blown
taking
out
the points
at
too.
all. Yes, I like the points, but I like Cincy straight up to
Okay.
win that one. So let's jump over here to Paul's question real quick.
Yeah.
Do I start Brian Robertson right now, or risk waiting for Keenan Allen, or Hunter Renfrow?
So
So
Renfro is
Renfro is
questionable.
also very questionable.
I
So
wouldn't go with Renfro.
I don't think
Yeah.
you can, if that's your two options, Paul, I don't think you can wait. I think you have to go with Robinson because Keenan Allen's not looking good. And with a bye week next week, they might just sit him and let him heal up completely. And that leaves you with Renfro, who is very questionable. So I think, if that's your three options, I think you have to roll with Brian Robinson because you might not have an option in the afternoon.
Yep. Good luck, Paul.
Yeah. All right. Brian, couple questions.
Are you?
All right.
All right, I definitely wouldn't go Samuel with he hasn't been that great, and now he's got Taylor Heineke thrown to him.
Yeah.
But I think Ayuk had a pretty good game, and maybe he's coming into it a little bit more.
I like option number 5 there the best.
Hey, Pierce.
Alec Pierce has been crushing. Matt Ryan is looking for him every week, and he's putting up numbers. So I really like Michael Pittman as a number 1, but he's drawing the coverage, and Alec Pierce is putting up really nice numbers. I don't have them off the top of my head, but the Titans defense is not that scary. We're going to get into that one. Let me try and pull that up real quick.
I like Ayuk too. I mean, I think with CMC there starting today, drawing even more attention, it's going to free Ayuk up more. So I definitely like Ayuk over Samuel.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take Jacoby and Myers, not with the New England situation up there with quarterback. Claypool. I like Ayuk over everybody else there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, so for Alec Pierce, just quickly breaking this down, his last 4 games, he had 5 targets back against Kansas City for 60 yards, 6 targets for 80 yards, 9 targets for 81 yards, 8 receptions, and 7 targets, 3 receptions, 49 yards last week and a touchdown. So, I mean, he's being looked at, he's being targeted. So there's the opportunity there. The only thing with Ayuk for me is he could do nothing. I mean, obviously that's the risk with any running back or any wide receiver in fantasy, but I would probably lean that way between those two if I was picking. I don't trust Claypool or Myers at all, and Curtis Samuel, like you said, like with Taylor Heineke now, there's no rapport there at all. Taylor Heineke loves Terry McLaurin, and we saw that last year, but. Yeah, I'd go Alec Pierce personally in this one, but I don't think Ayuk is a bad call against Kansas City either. That's going to be a lot of throwing in that game too. So I would go with whichever one, that's the two I would go between. Pick your poison, right? So, and then number 2 here for Ryan. Which 2 running backs to start in a standard league? Jamal Williams, Brian Robinson, Pacheco, Stevenson, or Gus Edwards? So, so Mike, Jamal Williams, right? That's got to be one of your boys right there, right?
Yeah.
And
well,
then
Dallas team's been tight, but I would definitely go Jamal Williams. He's going to be the feature back. They got nobody else, right?
Right.
Swift isn't playing.
Everybody else you're splitting time with, right? So, and
it's tough though because Dallas's defense has looked ferocious. I mean, so it's
it has.
I get it. I mean, yeah.
And then who you going? I mean, I would go Jamal Williams just for that. He's going to get the most feed, so that's a nice. At least you're comfortable with that. And then
the next one.
I would probably go Stevenson as number 2.
I think so.
I don't trust Gus Edwards being activated off PUP and that Ravens offense doesn't run through a running game unless it's Lamar's running game. So
right.
I would go Jamal. I think Jamal Williams and Stevenson.
Yep.
That's the best thing there. And another question for Paul. So Dalvin's on a bye. Do I start Zeke?
I
or
think they're
Michael
going to say
Carter?
Zeke. I think they're both going to say Zeke.
Full
Oh
PPR.
boy.
Actually, I am going. I'm going to flex over here and say Zeke.
Yeah, me too.
I don't.
I mean, Brees Hall is too big of a piece of the Jets' offense, and Carter is he's not getting that many catches out of the backfield. I
Yeah,
just think you got to go with Zeke. Yeah.
I think so too. Against the Lions defense that you can run against,
Yeah.
and he actually,
Even with Pollard.
yeah, but he looked pretty decent last week
Right.
overall. So looked better, and really with Dak coming back, you kind of have to expect them to ease him in a little bit. So I would think the running game's going to pick up a little bit more. You don't want Dak just coming out there firing 30, 40 passes in this game. Like it doesn't need to happen against the Lions. They can control it on the ground. So yeah, I would go Zeke easy. How many turnovers did the Jets get today?
6.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, I'm gonna say
Well,
3 turnovers, 2 picks and
I
a
was going to
fumble.
say I was going to say 2 turnovers. I was going to say
Wow.
2, and I think both of them are picks.
Okay.
But I think that they are also going to get after the quarterback too. You didn't ask this, but I can see them getting 6 sacks today.
Ooh. Well, we're gonna get to the Jets. We will definitely spend a
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
bit of time there, but yeah, I think that's gonna be. Whew, that defense is. What's
Uh,
Quinn Williams
uh,
going to do? We're going to get to all this, but all right. So
Yeah.
let's keep going. So we just talked about Cowboys. Let's expand on that. Lions, Cowboys. Lions 1-4. They are traveling to the great state of Texas
Please.
to take on the 4-2 Cowboys. Dallas is a 7-point favorite. Over under 49. Oh, it looks like the line for the Bengals just dropped half a point. So, but yeah, 49 points. Over under in this one, expecting a high scoring game. The Lions offense has been pretty good outside of New England. So Cowboys defense, like you guys said, has been outstanding. So who gives here, the offense or the defense?
I cannot wait for the QB controversy that starts as soon as Dak comes in. It throws a pick, and then everyone wants him back on the bench, right? I mean, so I think that they've been winning. I don't know why, and I get it. Cooper Rush hasn't been lighting it up,
Yeah.
but why change now? Leave the kid in there. You don't have to rush Dak back. I just don't understand it. Same thing with Tua later, but I don't understand. Cooper Rush is that guy. There you go, Paul. I mean, I would just keep playing the hot hand. I wouldn't make a change now because if I mean, and I know Dak is a little bit, he's got some depression, he's got some, mental stuff that he deals with, and if he does come in and he does fall on his face, what is that going to do to him? It's not going to help him.
Yeah.
Right? Let the kid play a little bit. If he gets in trouble in the first half, first quarter, then pull him. Then put Dak back in. But there's no reason to rush it here. So I think, looking at Dallas today, they're healthy. Offensive defense is healthy. So, we were talking, I think it was last week, where there was a lot of injuries across the board. Here's a team where Dallas looks like the healthier team. DJ Clark's out. DeAndre's got a questionable with his shoulder. Dallas at home, given 7? Yeah, Dallas should have no problem covering and winning at home today.
Oh,
Except
I'm not rooting for him.
I know. I don't. No. So Detroit. So here's the thing: the number 2 offense in the league, Detroit, right? 411 yards a game. I know they don't have DeAndre Swift, but they really haven't had him, right? The whole season. He had like 1 or 2 games, and then he was partially in that third game, and then he was out, and so I think that the line is elevated because Prescott's coming back. I don't think they win by 7. I think they're probably going to win, and they're going to win by a field goal at the end of the game. And Detroit's going to take the lead in the second half at some point.
Detroit's a second half team.
Yeah.
They always fall behind big in the first half and then mount a comeback in the second. But obviously it won in.
But they got some
4.
injuries too, so they're not fully staffed like Dallas is. But
Right.
I'd love to
Dallas-
see Detroit win.
Dallas will get their points because Detroit's got the worst defense in the league. But they're gonna keep up, I think, in a surprising game there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why you bring Dak back this week because it's a soft defense to get kind of back in tune against. But Yeah, I think Dallas is going to win this one. I think we're all in agreement. But
Mhm.
are you saying that they're going to win? You saying the Lions going
I'm
to win,
saying
Mike, or it's going to
I'm
be
saying the lines will cover, and
cover
it'll
but
be
not
tight.
win? Okay. And then, all right, so let's jump back over to Ryan's question here. CMC is a decoy today, or are you guaranteed to get a touchdown? What do you guys think CMC's
Guaranteed
role is going to be?
touchdown.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. I think he's only coming in for goal line situations, and
Hmm.
he's not going to know the playbook, but they're going to try to get him in there in the red zone. And I would, if I was betting, I would take a touchdown from him.
Ooh, I think the opposite. I think he's the
Yeah.
decoy, and Ayuk and the other guys, everyone's going to be worried about him, and other guys are going to break free. That's what I think.
Okay. I'm gonna side with Mike on this one. I don't know if I'm gonna guarantee a touchdown, but I think he's too talented to not
Right.
be on the field, right? I mean, it's a running back, so it's
Right.
not like teach him 7 plays and let him
Right.
run those
Yeah,
7 plays.
Right.
Like he doesn't need any extensive route running or anything like that.
yeah, yeah.
So
Left, right, up
Debo,
the middle, and a couple dump screen passes, and I think he's probably good. But
Debo,
having
3
him
touchdowns.
yeah, so I like the concept of having him and Debo on the field at the same time. Like that's
Oh
going to
my
be
God!
have both of them in the backfield.
Why wouldn't you?
Like yeah,
Right.
line both of them up in the backfield, split out, and who do you cover?
Yep.
It could be
Yep.
a big Ayuk diversion right there. So
Yep.
really, really good. Yeah, Paul, I think that would be an absolute. That's going to be their bread and butter is putting both of them back there and then figure it out. It's kind of like we talked about with the Jets. Like you put Brees Hall
Yep.
and Michael Carter split out in the backfield, and you have all the wide receivers and tight
Too many
ends.
weapons.
Who do you cover?
Too many weapons.
Who
No,
do you
can't.
cover? You can't.
Impossible. It's impossible.
Yeah, it's too good. So,
Right.
all right, let's run. Let's keep it. Let's keep it rolling. All right. This should be a pretty quick one, but we'll see. Actually, the next two, I think. But Colts Titans, 3-2 here. Both 3-2 teams. Colts are extremely up and down. Titans are very meh, I guess you could say. 43-point over under, low. 2.5-point favorites for Tennessee at home. Matt Ryan's looked a little bit better the last couple weeks. But I think with this one, you're starting Derrick Henry, you're starting Michael Pittman Jr., and of course I said I like Alex Pierce in this one, but anything stand out in this game to you guys?
No, I take Tennessee at home. Matt Ryan gets hot and cold. You don't know what. Sometimes the Colts surprise you. These two teams, when they play, it's hard to pick this game. I usually avoid this one.
Yeah.
But I'm taking Tennessee at home.
Okay. I'm going to take the Colts because the Tennessee's offense is a mess still, and the strength of the Colts right now has been the defense for the most part. So I think it's going to be a really tight, ugly game. Somebody said 3-0 here. Jets game maybe 3-0. This game could be 3-0. So I would probably take the Indianapolis in this one.
Yeah. Trying to look who I took. So I did pick the Colts in this one, but the Titans are 77-point favorites in Pick'em. So heavy favorites at home.
What?
I think
What?
What
What
was
did you
that?
just say?
77% favorites.
Oh,
Oh,
you said
percent.
77-point favorite.
Oh, sorry.
I'm like, what the
Percent.
hell is? I'll take that bet.
77% favorites. Sorry.
Okay.
Thanks for catching that.
Yeah. I was like, what?
That would be definitely put money on the Colts in that situation. But yeah, so they're heavy favorites. But yeah, I think that's kind of all there's nobody on Tennessee that you're taking fantasy wise outside of Derrick Henry. And you don't even really feel great about that, I don't think, at this point. So, but yeah, so Colts and Titans for you, Jim.
Okay.
All right, this one, Packers Commanders. I mean, do the Packers right the ship at 3-3 here against the Commanders, or do Jim's favorite quarterback, Taylor Heineke, come in and upset the Packers and really, really nosedive this Packers team? What do you think happens this week?
I think exactly that. I think Taylor
Yeah?
Heineke, who almost beat Tampa
Ooh.
and knocked them out of the playoffs, Packers
Yep.
by 1 million. Okay.
1 million.
Yeah.
1 million.
Washington at home. I like Heineke. I've always liked Heineke. I think that what do you got? Cobb is out. Watson's out. We talked about that. Wentz is
Yep.
out. I think Washington wins today. And then people start calling and asking Green Bay about Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon, because I think that team. There's a lot of teams, both of ours or two of them, that are on
Yeah.
the way up, and the Packers are on the way down. They're going nowhere, and I think they may be in for a fire sale coming up.
That's very interesting concept there.
I mean, he's been fighting with his coach, Aaron Rodgers, and I mean, what is the plan? What are they going to do going forward? I mean,
what they're doing?
are they
they're
going to
gonna
break
call-
down and do a rebuild or what?
They're calling the Jets right now about Elijah Moore. Is what they're doing.
They might be.
So if I remember
Yes.
right, Paul is a big Packers fan. So
Is
he's
that right,
gonna,
Paul?
if I remember correctly.
Oh,
so,
it's right there. I'm a Packers fan, by the way. Well, Sammy Watkins is
Oh.
back. Okay.
yeah. So
So throw the score up there for today, so we can
Yeah.
see where you and every not a million. Let's get real. We're
I
getting
think you're gonna trade for Claypool.
also.
That's an interesting concept right there too. So I really like, from a fantasy perspective, Terry McLaurin this week. Like I kind of hinted to in the beginning. We know Taylor Heineke looks for him a lot. Whew, Paul, you sound like Mike over here with the
Come on now.
Jets predictions. But I like Terry McLaurin a lot. We saw that this defense is good, but you can move the ball against them. So I really like that. But it's really hard to go against the Packers. I mean, it's Aaron Rodgers against Taylor Heineke, right? I mean, that alone tells you what should happen. But do I think you're wrong on this one?
They lost back-to-back weeks, right?
Yeah.
Jets and Giants. I mean, what are
think,
they? They're just reeling right now.
They are.
They're on the road.
If they fall behind early, that might be it. It might just be too much to overcome, which is weird to say, but I think it's too much.
What a difference Devontae makes, right?
Right. He has nobody to throw to. The offensive line sucks, and I don't know, but I'm going to go with the Packers in this one. I'm trying to talk myself into the Commanders, but I can't do it, so I got to go with Green Bay.
Yeah,
I
agree.
feel like
I
it's
think Green Bay.
too talented, but
Yep.
will not be surprised.
Tight
Will
game.
not be surprised.
Another tight game. This is
yeah.
another game I won't be watching today.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go this one. Bucks, Panthers, Buccaneers, right? I mean, I don't think we need to spend any time on this one. Panthers have nobody you're starting. Even Chuba Hubbard, don't even think about it. Start your regular Buccaneers and just let this one be over at halftime.
I kind of feel bad for Sam Darnold. He's coming back in to absolutely nothing. So I kind of feel bad for him a little bit. And I think this is a get well game for Tampa. They're probably going to score 38 points.
They should.
And they should. Yeah.
But the problem is
what? Just
they'll
one
score 13.
So
I'm
so this
happy
is
that
this is an easy one.
I'm so happy that the Jets don't have Robbie Anderson anymore, because I couldn't stand him.
And I don't know if I agree with Paul's two best backs in the league. I think the Jets have the two best backs in the league, but that's a really nice. There's a couple teams.
Saquon may be one of the best backs in the league.
No, the best two backs.
I know
The best combo.
Yeah,
Right,
you don't
I
have a
know what
combo.
he's
You
saying.
just have
him by
Saquon.
himself is better than some duels.
He definitely is, but Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon, great 1-2, and I think Brees and Michael Carter are also up there in that conversation.
I mean,
Outstanding combo.
just to add something here, if you're taking like, what have you done for me lately? I didn't even know Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon played last week. But anyway,
they
Right.
did well. They just got tackled in the
Were they in the
backfield
game?
a couple times.
Oh,
Yeah, that's all I
didn't
saw.
see
But
them running with the ball.
no, they got tackled.
Let's
in
see
the
if they
backfield.
end the season on the Packers.
Yeah, we'll see.
Sorry, Paul.
All right, so Jim, it's your time to shine here. I don't know if Travis is. I don't know if Travis is still here, but Giants,
He's here.
the 5-1
What? The what?
New York Giants. I can't believe I'm
was
saying this. Against the 2-4 Jacksonville Jaguars at home. Guess who's a favorite in this game? I'll tell you.
What?
It's Jacksonville at 3 points with an over-under of 43.5. Low-scoring game predicted.
All right.
And
What do you got for a score there,
and a
Travis?
favorite. Is Travis here?
Are you nervous? Are you
There
worried
he
about
is.
today, Travis?
Hey, Travis. Yeah. So what do you? Yeah, I definitely like hearing Travis's takes. So get your takes in here. So Trevor Lawrence. This is a very big game for Trevor Lawrence. Could be a statement game against a 5-1 team to knock them off if he can do it. Saquon has been a man on fire. 616 rushing yards. Beautiful start, averaging over 100 yards a game, obviously. 119 carries already. That is concerning for, I mean, he's pretty fresh, not really playing for the last 2 years, but 119 carries in 6 weeks. Whew. I'm not going to say how the Giants are winning, but I think I might have just given it away.
No, that's not true. They've been down double
Dude.
digits the last 2 weeks, right, against the Packers and the Ravens.
Yeah.
They came back, right? The defense shut down the offense of both teams. Giants were able to score and come from behind in both games, one on the road, one at home. So no, it hasn't. Obviously, Barkley plays a big role in it, but
Yeah.
he's not the one that's doing everything. I think it's been a team, contribution there. But looking at today, I hate seeing Aziz go out. So he's had a calf that's been bothering him. He's on the IR now. But the rest of the line, I mean, this Jihad Ward that's been with Martindale plays relentless too, and we got Leonard Williams back, Dexter Lawrence, Kayvon. So I love the line going after Trevor Lawrence over there, but Travis Lawrence. I was going to say,
Travis
right?
Lawrence,
So, and Landon Collins apparently is being activated. The ex-Giant that went to Washington, he just got re-signed. So I liked Collins when he was here. Gettleman obviously didn't, so you let him go. But I know obviously I like. Who do you think? The Giants today. I mean, I think they're going to win again. And this is the part of the schedule that I was looking at when I think it's, and I don't have it in front of me. I think it's Jacksonville. I think it's Detroit coming up. I think it's the Texans coming up. So I think the next 3 games are those 3 teams.
Winnable games.
I am nervous. What's that?
Winnable games.
Yes, winnable games.
Yeah.
So we have to stay strong now. The Giants have a whole new culture with the new coaches, a lot like the Jets do. It's about winning now, and unlike the Yankees that are dying in New York. But the football Giants and Jets have a win mentality right now. And yes, I think they go to Jacksonville and win the game, Travis. So yes, I would be nervous. Yeah. You'd be nervous if they were playing a college team. Oh, but you still win 17-16. Wow, you are something. No, but Trevor finally gets his game-winning drive. So he gets the game-winning. So not Aaron Rodgers, not Lamar. They don't get the game-winning drives. Trevor Lawrence is going to get it.
Lawrence does, yeah.
You know what's interesting about this? I was trying to figure out why Jacksonville was 3-point favorites over the Giants. I mean, the Giants are 5-1 against the spread, right? And they're still not getting any respect. But what's interesting is Lawrence is having a better season than I expected. He's completing 2/3 of his passes, 9 touchdowns, 4 picks. They're averaging almost 5 yards a carry between Robinson and ATN there. So, they don't have a very intimidating wideouts. Kirk over there is doing decent, but all of that, even knowing all of that, and their offense and the defenses are ranked in the top 15 somewhere, right around 15, 16, something like that. Even still, I just don't know. You can't argue with the results that the Giants are putting on the field. They're just winning games.
Yeah.
And until somebody starts beating them, you got to take the points. The Jaguars haven't shown enough to say, I'm ready to get late points with them.
Right.
So I would go with the G-Men.
Yeah. No, I think you're absolutely right on this one. Though I mean, would I be surprised if Jacksonville wins this game? No. I mean, because you talk about who's intimidating on the Giants. Saquon. That's it. There's nobody else that you're like, oh man, we got to watch out for Kenny Golladay. He doesn't play. Kadarius Toney could explode. He doesn't play. Wan'Dale Robinson. He's a rookie. Okay, cool. No tight ends. The defense is playing great, but from an offensive standpoint, if you can get a lead and control the ground game with ETN and Robinson, I mean, they could dictate the course of this game. But I think you're absolutely right. Until the Giants show something different, how do you go against them? They're beating teams they're not supposed to beat.
Right. They have guys like Richie James and Bellinger and David Sills that are going out. They're catching the key here is, unlike Evan Ingram, they're catching the ball, right?
Yeah.
They catch the ball. They fight for the extra yards. They fight to get in
Right.
the end
They're
zone.
playing hard for Dable.
Yes. So it's a whole different thing. So yeah, it's not a lot of, there's not
Yeah.
a lot of flash with these guys, but they're doing their job. They have a job
Yeah.
to do, and you do it. So
And I think
that's what's exciting.
I think Travis's score is probably close to what the outcome's going to be. I think it's going to be a very tight game. But yeah, I think the Giants will probably pull it out at the end.
So going real quick, we did have a question there from Edward.
Yeah,
I don't know
I
if
was
you saw
just
it.
about. Yeah, I was just
okay.
literally about to get back to
Very
that.
good.
So, yeah. So for me, I don't know, Edward. Hopefully, you're still here. I know we were talking that game, but let's get to your question here. So, if you guys can't see it anymore, it's trade Kelsey and Ramondre for Jonathan Taylor, Brees, and Njoku. 12-man full PPR, and he's got Pierce, but he's starting Dobbs. Man, I wouldn't start Dobbs over Pierce, but Pierce is getting the carries. Like he's going to get over 20 carries again this game. So I would start Pierce in this one, but I would make that trade like yesterday. I know Travis Kelce is elite, but to get Jonathan Taylor and Brees Hall, I mean, yeah, I'll plug and play tight ends if those are my starting running backs. If you have Jonathan Taylor, Brees, and Damian Pierce as your three running backs, like that's dominant at this point. So Kelsey is a hit, but Ramondre Stevenson, that's a throw in really. So I know it's a 12-man PPR. So that thins out the rosters, which makes getting Taylor and Brees Hall that much better. You got to take that trade. Right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Mike, what do you think? I don't play in a lot of 12s because it gets too thin, but
yeah, Kelsey is so far out in front. You got Kelsey and you got Mark Andrews that are pretty tight in fantasy points. And then after that, there's a big drop off. But Kelsey caught 4 touchdowns in the one game the other night, that one night game. So that's where he got a lot of his points from. So I think I would take that. I think I'd take it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty close. You're definitely not getting fleeced there.
No.
And you're yeah, I would do it.
Yeah. But your running backs in a 12 person league now is just dominant.
Yes.
That's going to be hard to contend with week in and week out. Who's going to match up?
In a PPR league, you want to have your flex be a receiver, right? So
or a pass catching running back like Brees Hall.
Yeah. Like Brees,
yeah. But
yeah, I like it.
I don't know. Well, all right. So let's get back. So we're all saying Giants close in this one, right? So all right. So Browns, Ravens.
I think Johnny Muck is going Giants too.
Let me see. Where's he at? Oh, stunned about the Giants. Yes, I guess that means he's on board. All right. So Browns, Ravens, 2-4 Browns struggling right now against the 3-3 Ravens. Also, surprisingly, kind of struggling. So they're at home. Baltimore's a 6.5-point favorite. Nick Chubb still crushing. Mark Andrews, like you just said, Mike, far and above the outside of Kelsey, far and above the pack when it comes to tight end production.
But questionable today.
Yeah, but I think he's.
Was he a go?
Let me check updates.
When we went on, he was questionable. And Bateman too.
Bateman is active. Andrews is active.
J.K. Dobbins is out, right?
Yeah, Andrews is going to play.
Andrews
is
always expect. Yeah, they're both active.
Okay. So here's the problem: active. The Ravens are 2-1 in the last 3 games. They've scored 20. They're 1-2 in the last 3 games. They scored 20, 19, and 20. They're a mess right now offensively. I think they're just getting away from it, and I think even though the Browns have lost 3 in a row, and they're the Browns, as what's his name said, Browns being the Browns, their game plan against the Patriots was so bad, right? They got the great. There's another candidate for the best 2 running backs tandem, right? Hunt and
Chubb.
Chubb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hunt and Chubb.
Oh,
without a doubt.
I think this is a game that the Browns are going to win. Never mind the 6.5 points. They're going to win the game outright.
Wow. That's an interesting take, but
Joe, I could tell already. Joe's going the other way. Yep. You're going Ravens. Just say
I
it.
am going Ravens. I am
course
going
you are.
Ravens in this one.
Yeah.
I don't trust what the Browns are doing either. I mean, you talk
Right.
about you talk about two teams that don't know their identity. Like these are
Mm-hmm.
two teams that the Browns, for some reason, don't understand that they have what even being a Jets fan, they have the best two running backs in football. Chubb and Hunt are the best two running
Yeah.
backs,
Yeah.
without a doubt, and they're not using them. I mean, Nick
But
Chubb
they
is
can't figure out what to do with it. I
right.
don't understand it. Go ahead.
I mean, 2/3 of their plays should be on the ground. It should be Chubb and Hunt just destroying defensive lines.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ask Jacoby Brissett to do a lot. And Amari Cooper is playing very well too. I don't understand why they're losing games. But the Ravens at home are hard to beat. I mean, even though they are 1-2 this year at home, but for some reason they just, I don't know.
And they make too many late game mistakes. So I think I agree with what my brother's saying there with Browns. Browns on paper should win today. They should be able to figure out what to do and do it. The problem is they don't. They never do. And the Ravens at the same time seem to blow it at the end of the game. They make a stupid mistake, a late fumble, late pick. So I think Ravens win. I don't think they cover. I think they somehow win at the end.
Justin Tucker field goal.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go with that. And but they don't. The Browns cover the spread.
I'm with you, John. Browns with the points.
Yeah.
It's going to be close.
I agree.
Another close one. They're both dysfunctional. All right. So Nomadic. All right. Let's get to yours. A PPR, Kenyon Drake or Tyler Algier. Man.
Tyler in Atlanta?
Yeah. So I know. So Mike, you've got to go with Tyler in this one if you're saying Atlanta's going to go up there and take this game, right? So,
I'm saying Tyler.
But Algier is also splitting time with the other guy. I can't remember the other guy's name. They've been splitting time. Hold on, let me tell you.
The other Falcons
from the running backs.
Yes,
I thought he was number one.
Evenly.
Caleb Huntley.
No, yeah, him and Huntley.
Algier though has moved to the top.
Yeah, he's one
of that. And looking at this right now, Algier has 54 attempts. Caleb Huntley has 35 attempts. They're averaging about the same yards per carry. Both have a touchdown. So, but Tyler Algier has 235 yards, and Huntley has 152 yards. So, pretty close split there. Man, it's hard to trust Kenyon Drake.
He's one of your boys too. That's one of your boys, but
yeah.
No, I say Tyler.
I'm going with Tyler Algier as well.
Good luck, Nomadic.
Yeah, and the way the Falcons have been playing, you got to have some confidence there in that run game to be able to pound a couple in, and Algier's a big running back. He's definitely the goal line guy that's gonna knock some guys backwards. So I'd go that way. But yeah, let us know, Nomadic, which way you're going in that one. If you agree or disagree, I'd like to hear your take on that. Let us know. So, all right, let's keep flowing down here. I think Mike, you're going to be excited about this next game because it's going to be the game of the week. Jets at Broncos. The 4-2 New York Jets, 3-0 on the road against the 2-4 Denver Broncos. Coming in at 2-1, the lowest scoring offense in the league, is now a 2.5-point underdog. So the money is they went from a 3-point favorite now to a 2.5-point underdog. Russell Wilson is out. I feel like that spread should be 7 or 8 in this one, but that defense is good. All right, I mean there's no short selling that one. So what do you think? 64 degrees there. It looks like partly cloudy. Nice day to be in Denver, so take it away.
I'll tell you, they did Russell Wilson a favor by letting him sit. The Jets defense was going to break him in half. He can't run. He's got hamstring problems. He can't throw because he had that lat thing. So they just said, we've seen enough. I saw Quinnen Williams ragdoll one of the offensive linemen of the Packers and literally threw him into Aaron Rodgers and caused a fumble in like the first quarter of the game. And the Broncos have given up 20 sacks in the first 6 games of the year, right? And they haven't faced the best defense in the league yet. And they're going to get a taste of it today. So let me give you another interesting little tidbit here that I read this morning from Rich Cimini, who has changed his tune a little bit. I know.
The Jets troll.
So he says the Jets are one of 4 teams in the last 22 years to have 47 quarterback hits, 14 sacks, and 23 tackles for a loss in their first 6 games. Six
Hmm.
games, 47 hit. But Rip, who was the third string quarterback? Because that's what we do. Ripon might not survive the game
Yeah.
today. I'm not. I'm
It's
not saying
Josh Johnson.
we want to hurt somebody. Oh no, is it really?
Yeah, yeah.
The ex
Former
Jet.
Jets backup. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But
Um,
he's going to be under siege all game today. But here's what's going to happen though. The Jets are going to come in with the same game plan that they had against the Packers. That's going to be very vanilla. We're going to run the ball down their throats. We're not going to push the ball down the field. And this game's going to be tight for a little while. And it's going to be like, oh my God, what's happening here? And then we're going to get a sack fumble. We're going to get one of the 2 picks or something.
yeah,
We're gonna get a chunk play, and then we're going to blow the game open. And it's going to be 38-3 by the end. And we're going to say, wow, how'd that happen? Wilson only had 20 completions or 15 completions
yeah,
today. That's
yeah.
how it's going to happen.
I do think it's
Yeah.
funny that Zach Wilson's still taking a lot of heat for not being a great quarterback. But like I was pointing out, like in the last game, they go, he only had 18 attempts and completed 10 passes. That's not terrible considering, but I mean it's not great. You want to see like 16 of 18 or 15 of 18, but still they got off to a rough start in that game. But he didn't attempt a pass from the last minute and 50 seconds of the third quarter. He didn't attempt a pass in the fourth quarter. It was all running game. So, yeah,
Ground
of
and pound.
course, you're only going to have 18 attempts in a game when you don't throw the. I think he had 6 pass attempts in the second half of the game. 6. Like, yeah, you're not going to
They
do
didn't
very
need to.
much. You don't have to. So, yeah, so this game is going to be an awesome one, obviously, to watch. And like we were talking about, if you're, they were saying 5-2 teams, that's teams that start 5-2 have a 75% chance of going to the playoffs. So going into this year, the Jets and Giants were both looked at as doormat teams again by the press and everything of that nature. And here they are potentially going to 6-1 and 5-2.
Right, not by
And
us.
yeah, no, not by us. Not at all. But yeah, I know me and Mike are taking the Jets in this one. You've got to love what they're doing on the ground. Is there any wide receivers that you like in this one?
Elijah Moore.
He'll be watching comfortably from his
No,
place in Jersey
I don't think there's going to be a lot of passing in the game.
on either
You might
side.
get. Oh yeah, definitely. I don't like Sutton or Judy today. They're going to get locked down, and
Yeah.
I got the backup quarterback in, and he's going to have no time to throw. On the Jets side, I just gave you the game plan. Maybe the tight ends are going to be a little bit more active, but I don't see Wilson catching a lot of balls. He got 1 pass for 8 yards last game.
Hmm.
Moore had no catches. Davis had the one big catch down the field, but it's going to be the same thing.
Yeah.
Maybe Denzel Mims catches a touchdown. How crazy would that be?
That's going to upset the apple
Don't
cart.
start him. Yeah,
Yep.
All right. So does Zach look good this week?
I think he looks better. Last week the weather was terrible. It was heavy rain. There was some wind. You couldn't really see it that much on TV, but I think that was a part of it. Plus,
Hmm.
two, the game planning. So yeah, I think he looks better. Although Denver's defense is really good.
Yeah,
So, it's
it
not
is.
going to be easy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And this is a game. If the offense could put up another 30-point game, that's a statement against this defense. So that's another thing to
Mhm.
look for is if they can move the ball productively, that's going to raise some eyebrows, right? Because Denver has
Mhm.
been locking teams down. So this is a
Right.
big game for the
Well,
offense, I think.
I think what's going to happen is the Jets' offense will be on the field a lot,
Yeah.
and it's going to tire out their defense, right? So you just wear them down. By the end of the
Yeah.
game, they're going to be gassed. And yeah, I have the Jets winning today too. I don't think they're going to have any problem today winning the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you not take them?
Okay.
I don't understand the
Right.
point spread. I think it should be a lot higher.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something going on there, but no, Jets in Denver. Yep.
And maybe they think this Elijah
That's
Moore
big.
stuff is going to be a distraction.
Well, you could
I
just
don't
put on the Giants jersey and come across the field, and we'll take them.
know. All right, we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, Jets across the board. All right, so we got 15 minutes left. So yeah, if you guys are watching, you have more questions, get them in. Obviously, on top of that, if you're watching, get your thoughts in. Definitely want to hear what you're thinking as well about these games and any football stuff. I mean, good banter back and forth. So jump in, drop your statements in as well. So here we got Forsetti. Anyway,
Sure. Sure.
So Drake London or Pacheco.
So
Flex
Pacheco's
in a
starting
standard
over
league.
Edwards-Helaire today.
Yeah. Well, Edwards
Rookie's starting
sucks.
over him.
So.
I know. Well, Drake
It's a good thing.
London, yeah.
I want to take a look at what he's done before I give this away because I'm
San Fran's defense.
Yeah. So Pacheco's got 31 carries, 150 yards. He's got 1 touchdown. He's averaging 4.8 yards per carry. His last couple games,
Drake
he's
London.
he's got 1 good game against Tampa. That's 11 carries, 63 yards. Nice. He had 2 carries against Buffalo for 9 yards last week. So yeah, he's going to be starting. But are you comfortable not seeing anything yet? I don't think so. I think you have to start Drake London. He is the guy. I mean, they look for him week in and week out. Him and Mariota have a very nice connection. You have to start Drake London.
Just because they're starting Pacheco doesn't mean Edwards-Helaire is going to get touches too. You know,
and that's a pass first offense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Regardless, that runs through Patrick Mahomes. So I would stay away from him, keep him on the bench, and see what he does this week. But it's Drake London until it's not. I mean,
Yep.
You got to go that way.
Good luck,
All right.
Rossetti.
Real burgers, as opposed to those disgusting
Impossible burgers.
Yeah, you got to go. You got to go real. Pollard or Claypool. So, Mike, what do you think?
Dallas at home.
I would go with Pollard. This is a dicey one. It's tough. I think I like Pollard. I like Pollard a lot. I think he's way better than Zeke.
I do too.
He busts these runs seemingly every game of 20, 30 yards, and just the Pittsburgh offense is a little bit too unstable for me to rely on Claypool. And even though Pollard's technically the backup, I think I'd put him in there. And plus, you're battling Pickens. It seems like he's got some rapport with Pickett.
Yeah, Pickett and Pickens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a goblin. Yeah, I'm saying Pollard too.
That's really weird. No, it's weird. I'm trying to look at stats, and I'm on ESPN. I pull up the Steelers stats, and it's giving me the Commanders players. Like team leaders, Mitch Trubisky. They're rushing, Antonio Gibson. Receiving, Terry McLaurin. What?
Good luck.
Yeah, I don't know.
Marcos.
So, yeah, I'm going Pollard as well. I think that's the right call there. Let's see, Marcos. Morning. Let's hear half PPR. Waddle, Pittman, Jonathan Taylor, Damian Pierce, 1 of each. Woo, you have got yourself a problem, huh? Do you not start?
Back. So 2 is back, right? So you got
yes.
Waddle with 2.
Waddle,
I hate that they're even starting this guy already, but whatever.
And Waddle's been banged up. And it's an afternoon game, so we're not going to get a good update until later. But he should play. He played last week without much issue. You guys know that I am a huge fan of Michael Pittman Jr.
Yep.
So that's a tough one as well. Where is Waddle on the injury list? I don't even see him.
So I don't know. I mean, how confident are you with Tua coming back after what he's been through? Yeah. I mean, is he going to be a little hesitant when he starts hearing footsteps? Is he going to be getting the ball out too early? I don't know if you can go with Waddle today as your receiver. I just don't know if Tua is going to be comfortable enough yet. And until he gets that first hit or two, I would probably stay away from Waddle today and go with Pittman as the wide receiver. And Jonathan Taylor he hasn't been himself either.
Well, he's been out for the last three weeks with an ankle, but hasn't been lighting it up. So would you rather start Taylor against the Titans or Pierce against the Raiders? That's the big question. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah,
And I
that's
wouldn't.
tough.
Let me tell you what I wouldn't do. I wouldn't do Pittman Taylor. I mean, that's too much reliance, I think, on the Colts. So
Yeah,
if you were going to go Pittman, I'd go Pierce. If you're going to go
yeah.
Taylor, I'd go Waddle. And I could make a case for Waddle and Pierce. You know,
yeah.
Yep.
it's tough. That's a tough one.
Right. I mean, I
That
would have
is.
taken Waddle if this was his second game back.
Yeah.
Being
I
that
would.
he's just coming back, I don't trust it.
Yeah, I would probably go Pierce and Pittman in this
Yep.
one personally. I mean Jonathan Taylor's hard because that's your top guy. It's hard to bench, but you don't know what the ankle injury looks like, and you don't know how they're going to utilize him. And he hasn't been. He had a great week 1, and ever since then has been very, very mediocre before the injury. I would probably go Pierce and Pittman in this one.
Yeah.
See what happens in Miami and see how they utilize Taylor, but your safest bet is, I think, Pittman Pierce, like Mike said. Now, if you're projected to get, smashed, you might want to go with Jonathan Taylor's upside, because if he is back fully, he's hard to contend with. So that kind of plays into it for me as well. It's like, are you a huge underdog going into this one? But if it's close, Pittman Pierce. If not, I would probably, go for the home runs, which would probably be maybe a Pittman Taylor mix there. I don't know. What do you guys think? Am I off?
No.
Crazy?
No, I'm actually looking something else up,
Nope.
but
Nope.
Okay.
no. So both you guys. No, I'm saying Pittman Pierce. Right?
Okay. Yeah. So let's go Pittman
Yep.
Pierce then.
Because
I think
of
we
what
all
my
kind
brother
of.
said. I mean, you don't want Colts.
You don't want to double
right?
dip. Yeah.
No. Good luck,
so
Marcos.
Yeah. And please, guys, if you're jumping in here for the first time, subscribe, come back, talk to us each week. I think we give out pretty good advice. And if we don't, come back and just yell at us and tell us we don't know what we're talking about. But that doesn't really happen too often. So
No.
we know what we're talking about
You're
for
welcome.
the most part.
You're welcome.
Yeah. We're under the radar, and you guys should take advantage of that while you can before we blow up to like ESPN, Fantasy
Yeah.
Outsiders type of thing. So get in now before everybody else does. All right, Jose. Good morning, Gus
Kenyon
Edwards, Kenyon Drake. Yes.
You can't trust Edwards.
No, you can't trust any running back
No.
in Baltimore's offense at all.
Right.
So, and especially coming off of PUP, like you got to go Kenyon Drake in this one. Easy call there. So
Yep.
throw him in there and come back and thank
But
us
the Browns-
next week.
The Browns are going to win though, so you may want to get somebody else.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, let's keep going. Guys, keep getting your questions in. You've got a few minutes, so I expect them to start flowing in. If you're teetering on what to do, drop your questions. Let us know. Let's run through the remaining afternoon games real quick and give us anything that you guys think of here. Texans at the Raiders. I think we all like Dameon Pierce in this one. Is there anything on the Raiders side outside? I mean, you're starting Devontae Adams if you have him, but what do you guys think in this one?
All right.
Vegas,
Waller's
7-point
out.
favorites.
Waller's
7.
out. Renfro's questionable. I think Houston goes in there and at least covers. I take the points with Houston there, and Vegas is up and down. It's hard to take them. They're one of these teams that are just a little bit of an enigma. I'm saying Houston.
Okay. I like that, actually. I like that a lot. I think Vegas is one of those teams that you just – who are they? They don't know who they are, right? And,
No.
and Mike doesn't agree, and that's okay. But the Texans they're a scrappy team. I like Dameon Pierce a lot, and I think he's taking a bigger role each week. And if they can control that game on the ground, I think they can upset them.
I'm going the other way. Vegas got it sorted out on the bye, and they're gonna put it on them.
Okay.
All right. Seahawks Chargers.
Where's Alex? Is Alex here?
I haven't seen Alex this morning. He's
No.
usually our first comment, but
Right, so he's not excited about what that tells me is he's not excited about today's game. He's not. Sorry, Alex.
So it's in LA. 4-2 Chargers, 3-3 Seahawks. Chargers are 5-point favorites and a 51 over under, highest spread of the week.
So it started out 6.5. Now it's 5. I'm gonna go with Seattle traveling in and winning in LA. Alex, sorry.
Wow.
I agree. This
Keenan's
time.
questionable.
Seattle.
Palmer's out.
Yeah.
I mean, they look like kind Go ahead.
too many injuries. Seattle's lived like this charmed life, almost like the Giants junior. They just keep winning somehow. I know they're
hate
only
it.
3-3, but they should be 0-6.
They should be. Yeah. I don't understand. Their defense is atrocious. But apparently everybody that they play is as well, because I just find it hard to believe that Geno Smith is this good. It's one of those things like, it makes no sense to me. I'm going with the Chargers in this one. I don't. Eckler is playing out of his mind right now, and I think they're just going to keep running it through him, and the defense is better than Seattle. So, let's get this one in. Latavius Murray or Foreman?
Who's
Man,
Foreman?
what are you playing in a 20-man league? Man, those are
Devontae Freeman.
Foreman who?
Foreman.
I don't even know who that is.
I don't. He played for the
Foreman.
Texans a couple years ago. Is he still in the league? I don't know.
I read it as Freeman. I didn't
Yeah.
even realize. So Latavius
No, they're both out of the
Murray-
league, I think. I guess
Latavius
Latavius Murray, because I don't know who Foreman is. So,
Is that George or no?
CMC's
CMC.
backup. Oh, in Panthers.
well, that's Chuba Hubbard this week is the lead guy. So, so you're going with you're going with the third string. You're talking third string running back, now elevated to second string running back. I guess Latavius Murray is as well. No, avoid Panthers completely. Any running game there is going to be bad. So they're not going to be running the ball. So don't
Stay away from Carolina.
don't mess with Carolina running
Next.
games at all.
You lost me at Carolina.
Yeah, they're bad. So
They both are.
yeah,
Latavius Murray against the Jets.
yeah, Latavius Murray, you got
Which
to.
is not going to get you many points either. Former
No.
projected more and has looked better than Hubbard.
Well, yeah, but no, Hubbard hasn't looked good. Nobody's looked good, and like I said, they're going to be losing in that game to Tampa Bay, and they're not going to be running the ball. So they're going to be chucking it all day. You'd be better off throwing DJ Moore or somebody in there that are possibly going to catch some stuff. So all right, so yeah, we're going Chargers, Chiefs, 49ers. CMC.
Bosa playing. Hold on. Is Nick
got
Bosa
another
playing
question? Oh.
Dak or Pat? Help.
Pats.
Is Nick Bosa playing? So I think Bosa is playing.
Yeah,
yes,
from what I've
I think
seen.
so.
Dak or Pat? So Mahomes.
Mahomes? No, that's
I'm
not
not
Pat
going-
Mahomes. Pat who?
Yeah. Who else can it
Yeah.
be?
Mahomes.
It's got to be.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
talking
Mahomes,
quarterbacks.
David.
Is that even a David?
Yeah,
Is that even a question?
yeah, you're coming off of a
You gotta go
multi-week
Mahomes.
injury. You have to go Mahomes here.
I know San Fran's defense is tight, but yeah, you can't. I don't think you can go with Dak.
You can't
Although
go
you
there.
know what, it really is a good question. I mean, Detroit's
No.
defense is awful,
It is.
right? But I don't think you take Mahomes out of the lineup for that.
No.
No, I don't even see. And I don't even see him. I don't even see Bosa on the injury list for San Francisco.
No,
So
he's back. So I think San Fran is healthy. You know, this is really a good game because San Fran and KC are both healthy for the most part, right? So
Yeah, but
they
you gotta
got
go.
this is two, powerhouses going up against each other.
San Fran.
And Trent Williams is back, who I
Yeah.
love pulling around and blowing open holes for the running
for
backs.
CMC.
Yeah. Yes, for
Yeah.
Debo, for Jeff Wilson, for whoever wants the ball.
Yeah.
He blows the hell out of the tight end and opens it up. So
But with
I'm
1 minute
taking
left,
San
it's
Fran. San Fran, please.
Patrick Mahomes though for David.
Yes,
Yeah,
David.
because until you see what Dak, I think they're going to ease Dak into it, and I think they're going to push the running game hard between Pollard and Zeke and let Dak get back into a rhythm. So I would avoid him until you see otherwise, and go
Yep.
Patrick Mahomes in a battle there.
T
So
minus 1 minute. I'm a
49.
49ers fan,
Yeah.
Well, that makes it hard for you, but you still have to go
Makes it
Patrick
harder.
Mahomes in fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one. It
Well, hey,
sucks
look
when
at
you-
it this
Don't
way:
worry.
if your team loses, you win. So, right?
Yeah,
true.
San Fran's
That's
going to win.
true.
David, San Fran's going to win today. Don't worry.
Yes.
You got
Well, that's
it.
what you
got
want because
this.
then Mahomes
got it.
has to throw the
You
ball
got
even
it.
more.
Right.
So-
San Fran wins.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's 10 o'clock, but well, give me your. So you're going there, San
San Fran.
Francisco. I'm going to
San
say the
Fran.
Chiefs. Steelers, Dolphins tonight. Who do you got? Dolphins at home.
It should be Dolphins. I'm going to go Pittsburgh because I don't trust Tua coming back this quick after what I saw him doing on the field. Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think they win by over a touchdown. I agree, Pittsburgh.
And then Patriots,
Take
Bears.
the points.
Patriots, right?
Bears. Really flex this game out.
Right. Monday
I
Night
know.
Football.
How did this happen?
40
gotta
I got a
be-
point,
surprise
gotta-
for you.
40
I
point
got a
over.
surprise.
Okay, go for it.
The Bears.
Ooh.
The Bears are going to cover.
Duh,
It's going to be a
Bears.
low-scoring game, very
Yep.
low-scoring game, and that the Bears cover the spread.
Wow.
That's it.
Okay.
No.
Cover
I-
the spread,
God,
but
I hope
lose.
they win. God, please, Bears win the game. That'd be so great.
I'm with you.
Yep.
Pats.
All right.
Hey, Pats are looking ahead. You know who
Maybe.
they got next week.
Maybe. All right. Well, that wraps it up. It is 10:01 for me, 1:01 for you guys on the East Coast.
Yep.
It is football time, so
Kickoff.
best of luck. Please subscribe if you're still watching and not already subscribed. Hit that subscribe button. Come back next week. Let us know how you did. Get your questions in and chat with us as always. Thank you for joining us. Mike, thanks for jumping on with us.
Yep.
It was a
See you guys.
blast. Best of luck, and we'll see you guys next week.